$118,000.
Mm.
I never made more than $32,000 in my life. Like never. And I'm sitting in my apartment looking at this email with this number. I called my mom first. Mama, I got the job.
Dominique! Oh my gosh, it is so good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good. A little nervous to be on camera, but I'm okay.
Girl, please. You look amazing. You get absolutely nothing to be nervous about whatsoever. Okay, let's just get it going then. So for anyone watching, Dominique is one of our graduates, and she has one of my absolute favorite stories. And Dominique, I literally just want you to talk today, okay? There's no pressure. Just start up. Just tell people what happened.
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
Start from the beginning. Like, where were you before all of this?
Okay, so I was working at Walmart at the self-checkout. You know, those stations where you stand there and you watch people scan their groceries and the machine's beeping and someone's always trying to scan some grapes without the bag. So that's me, for 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. $14.50 an hour. And before that, I was on a call center. That was honestly the worst. Like, at least at Walmart, people leave eventually. And at the call center, they just keep yelling at you through the phone all the time. Yeah, it was bad. And I had to drop out of community college after one semester because I couldn't afford it. Like, I was paying out of pocket and it just wasn't sustainable. So I was kind of stuck in this loop, applying to something and then I didn't hear back. So you have to just go to a job you hate.
Mm-hmm. So you have a daughter, right?
Yeah, I have Maya. She's 6. She's my whole world. And honestly, she's the reason I was stuck and the reason I got unstuck, if that makes sense.
So tell me what you ment by that.
Like, I couldn't take risks because I had her, and I couldn't just quit and go back to school because who's paying rent? So who's buying food? But also, I couldn't stay at the $14.50 forever because she deserves more than that. She deserves a mom who's not exhausted every night, and she deserves to see me do something. I'm getting emotional already. We haven't even gotten to the good part.
It's okay. Listen, take your time. Take your time. So just tell us, how did you find out about EMC?
Okay, so this is embarrassing. It was like 1 a.m. and Maya was finally asleep, and I was in bed scrolling TikTok because, that's what you do at that time. Your brain is not tired enough to go to sleep and shut down. And I saw this ad. Dennis is on there talking about cybersecurity. And I'm like, cybersecurity? That's for like nerds with glasses and hoodies. So that's not for me. I'm serious. I thought it was like hacking, like people in dark rooms with green text on the screen. And I was about to scroll past, but he said something about, I think he said, no tech background needed. And teachers, nurses, Uber drivers. And I was like, wait, hold on. What? So rewind that.
So what made you actually just go ahead and said, you know what? I'm going to click. What made you click?
Yeah, he mentioned the salary. Like when he said 6 figures, I literally sat up in bed because at $14.50 an hour, I'm making like, what, $30,000 a year? The idea of making $100,000 just sounded like it was from a different planet.
Yeah, so you watched the whole thing?
I watched it twice at 1 a.m. And then I couldn't sleep because my brain was just like spinning. Like it was like, is this real? I wasn't sure. Is this a scam? Can I actually do this?
Sure. So then what happened? Tell us what happened next.
I told my mom, which was a big mistake. It was just not a good idea.
Oh, no. What did she say?
She said, and I quote, she's like, Dominique, this is a scam and you are going to lose your money. And I didn't raise you to be this stupid.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we had a real argument about it, like a bad one. And she was yelling. I was yelling. Maya woke up. It was a whole thing. And I understand, where she was coming from. Like, She's seen people get scammed before, so she's protective. But it hurt because I was trying to do something better, and the first person I told made me feel like I was stupid for even wanting it.
Okay, so what, still, with mom saying that, so what made you go ahead and sign up anyway?
Honestly, spite. No, I'm kidding. Kind of. But really, I sat with it for a few days and I kept going back and forth, doing the math. Like, even if there's a 10% chance that this works, that 10% chance for me, like, could be everything. And the worst case scenario, I think, would be like to lose the money and I'd still be at Walmart. I'd be stuck in my position anyway. Um, so yeah, there was no real risk, I don't think.
I mean, look, that's such a good way to think about it.
And I called you. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, I do. You were so nervous on the phone.
I was terrified. I think I asked you like 15 questions and you were just patient. You didn't try to sell me. You just answered everything. And I remember you said something like, Dominique, can you read? Can you follow a process? And I said, yeah. And you said, then you can do this. And that was a moment for me.
Yeah, I remember that call. I remember you. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about the program. So you go ahead, you sign up. What were those first weeks like? How were they?
Okay, so week 1 was fine. I was excited. I was doing the modules. I was in the Slack channel as well. I'm like, yeah, I'm a cybersecurity person now. Yeah. And then week 2, they started talking about compliance frameworks, and I'm reading about NIST and ISO 27001 and SOC2s. And I literally was like, Joyce, I'm not exaggerating. I sat at my kitchen table and I cried. And Tuesday morning, it was before my shift.
Oh, okay. So at that moment, what exactly is going through your head? What's going on?
I was like, I can't do this. This is a foreign language. I'm a self-checkout attendant. Who am I kidding? My mom was right. And I almost quit. Like, I had the email drafted. I'd like to withdraw from the program.
But you didn't send it.
No, I didn't send it. Because that night I got on a group call and this guy in my cohort, Marcus, I think his name was, he said he felt the same way that I did. And he was like a former IT support person. Like, someone with actual tech experience was struggling too. And I was like, okay, maybe it's not just me. Maybe this is just hard.
Because it is. It is hard. Look, we never pretend that it's not.
Right. And then by week 3, things started clicking because they weren't just throwing information at me. They were actually connecting it to stuff like I already knew. Like, when they explained what a control was, it is like compliance. And they said it's basically a rule that makes sure people do things the right way. And I was like, well, that's what I do at self-checkout. I make people scan everything and don't walk out with their stuff not paid for. So that's literally a control.
That is exactly right.
Yeah. And once I said that, and I saw that connection, everything changed. Every module after that, I was like, oh, I know this. I just didn't know the word for it.
Okay. So let's talk about the job search. So what happened when it was actually time to go ahead and to apply?
So this is where it gets wild because they were applying for me. Like, I didn't realize that at first. I thought I was going to have to do it all myself, but they were customizing applications and then sending them out to jobs that match my profile. And they rebuilt my resume completely. Joyce, my old resume was like, I had self-checkout attendant as my headline.
No.
Yeah, they turned that into something about data integrity monitoring and transaction compliance oversight. Same job, different words, and suddenly recruiters are responding.
Okay, great. So tell me about those interviews.
Okay, so the first interview, I bombed it. I'm just going to be honest, I panicked. The interviewer asked me about the risk assessment and my brain just went to nothing. It was blank. White screen. Yeah, I stammered through something about Walmart, and I could see that her face was like, this is not it.
Oh, that is hard. That's hard.
It was horrible. I hung up and I was like, see, I knew this wasn't going to work. Back to the self-checkout.
But there is a second interview.
There was a second interview.
Right.
And this time, okay, this is the part I didn't know if I'm supposed to talk about.
Look, you can talk about whatever you want.
Okay. So they have this thing, this platform. I had it on my second screen during the interview, and it was like, okay, how do I explain this? It knew my resume, and it knew the job description, and it knew the company. And when the interviewer started asking questions, it was showing me not the exact words, but like the angle, the direction. Here's what they're really asking, and here's what they want to hear. Reference this part of your experience.
No. But how did it feel using it?
Honestly, I felt like I was cheating. But I wasn't, because I still had to actually talk. I still had to be me. It just helped me be the best version of me. Like when the interviewer asked about incident response, and the thing that it pulled up, I had handled shoplifting situations at Walmart, and suggested I frame it like identifying and escalating security incidences. And I did. And the interviewer was nodding.
And what happened?
They offered me the job 3 days later, $118,000.
Okay. Please, just say that number again. Say it again.
$118,000. I never made more than $32,000 in my life. Like never. And I'm sitting in my apartment looking at this email with this number, and I just couldn't believe it. Sorry.
No, look, no, you do not need to apologize.
I called my mom first, which is crazy because she's the one who told me that it was a scam. And she picked up and said, Mama, I told her, like, Mama, I got the job. And she said, at Walmart? And I said, no, Mama, in cybersecurity, $118,000. And then she just went quiet for like 10 seconds. And then she said, baby, I'm so sorry I doubted you.
Oh, Dominique.
Yeah. And then she told everyone at her church, like everyone. She's telling the pastor, the deacons, the lady who does the flower arrangement. She's like, my daughter works in cybersecurity. She doesn't even know what it means, but she's proud. And that's the part that got me. Not the money, the pride.
Okay. Look, I need to pull it together here myself. Yeah. So tell me, what does your life look like now?
It's different in every way. I work from my apartment, and I have a desk now, like a real desk, not my kitchen table. And I start at 8 a.m. and I'm done by 4:30. And I pick up Maya from school at 4:45 every single day.
Now, you mentioned that was important to you.
It's everything. Before, my neighbor was picking her up because I was on shift. She'd asked, Mama, why can't you get me? And I'd be like, because I'm watching people scan bananas for like 14 hours. I mean, for $14 an hour. Yeah. But I can't say that to a 6-year-old. So, but now I'm there every day, and she runs out and I'm standing there and she yells, Mama, like she's surprised every time. And that's worth more than a salary.
Oh. So tell us, what do you actually do day to day?
I review compliance documentation. So I check if the company's following the right frameworks. I write reports. I attend meetings where people ask me what I think about things. Yeah, me giving opinions in meetings. And if you would have told me that like 2 years ago, I would have just laughed at you.
Is it hard?
Some days, yeah. Like I'm not going to pretend I know everything, because like my first month was rough. There were terms I didn't know, systems I'd never used. But EMC has this thing where they support you for the first 3 months after you start. So I'd be like, I don't understand what this auditing finding means, and I'd message my specialist, and they'd walk me through it. That part saved me, honestly.
So is there anything that you'd want to say to someone who's in the position that you were in? They're there, they're scrolling, it's 1 a.m., they're seeing this ad and they're thinking, no, like this is not for me. What do you want to say to them?
I'd say the thing that almost stopped me wasn't that I couldn't do it. It was that I didn't believe I deserved it. Like, I had the story in my head that cybersecurity was for certain people, and I wasn't one of them. And that story was a lie. It was like a comfortable lie because it meant I didn't have to try, but
Mm.
it was still a lie. And I'd say, you're going to be scared. You're going to cry during week 2. You're going to want to quit. And that's normal. That's what it feels like when your life is changing. And it doesn't feel good at first, and it feels terrifying. But on the other side of terrifying is picking your daughter up from school every day at 4:45 and not worrying about rent. So, yeah, just click the button. Wherever the button is, just click it.
Dominique, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Seriously, your story is one of the ones that I think about when I'm the one having a hard day.
Stop. You're going to make me cry again.
It's too late. It's too late.
Thank you, Joyce. For real, for answering the phone that first time, for being patient with all my questions, for everything.
Always.
Thank you.
Always.